If I'm focusing on problematic behaviors, if I'm focusing on what's not going right with my teen or what's not going right in our relationship, I start to see more of that. And I feed into it as well. And so just want to empower you again today that we have a choice in how we are thinking about the everyday moments with our young people. We have a choice in how we respond. We have a choice in how it impacts us. And all of that comes from the way we're thinking about it and the mindset we have around it.
Welcome to Parents and Teens Rising, the podcast that bridges the gap between parents and teens and helps families thrive. I'm Jasmine Chandler, teen and parent coach, wilderness rites of passage guide, and founder of Guided Passages. After over 16 years of working with young people, I know how challenging and rewarding these years can be. Each week, we'll explore real conversations, practical tools, and fresh perspectives to help you connect with your teen, support their confidence, and navigate the ups and downs. Let's rise together.
Hey everyone, welcome back into the podcast. I hope you're all having a beautiful day. I'm so excited to be here with you today. I am fresh off the trail from our high school girls wilderness rites of passage backpacking trip, and it was absolutely amazing. I'm still making meaning of everything that happened and processing through it all because there were so many layers and so many beautiful things that happened on this trip that I'm just blown away by. We had an amazing group of 8 young women who came out, and most of them didn't know each other well, and so it took a minute for them to find their way with each other. But the amount of depth that they brought, the amount of authenticity, the amount of fun, the amount of willingness to stretch themselves was just through the roof. It was a 7-day trip, and they had a 24-hour solo with fasting, and we had counsel every morning and every night. We did lots of amazing fun things like swimming and doing some day hikes and playing different games and all of that stuff as well. But just lots of really amazing in-depth conversations that we had during our counsel sessions together. I was just so blown away by their ability to drop in and to share authentically and to be vulnerable. And what it did was it allowed everyone in the group to do the same, which was so incredible to watch. These are young people that maybe in the past haven't really had a space to share authentically and share what's really going on under the surface, but they did. And we got to witness it as guides. And my guide crew was just absolutely phenomenal as well. And so overall, it was just this amazing configuration of young women and guides that we all together created this amazing magical memory together that I know for all of them, they're going to take with them for a long time to come, that is probably going to shape a lot of their choices moving forward and a lot of the ways they see themselves, which I'm really, really excited about. Some of the things that they came back and told us about their solo time and about the things they were learning about themselves just really was so powerful. And I really have so much hope for this next generation. And it really reaffirms my belief in this work and the power of this work and how when we create safe, non-judgmental spaces for young people, how willing they are to open up and to go deep and to really process through the things that need to be processed and heal the things that need to heal and take on their lives in really powerful ways, to make commitments to themselves, to let go of things they're ready to let go of, to really step forward in some incredible ways and state to the universe the things that they want for themselves and the things that they're ready for in their lives. So I'm so proud of them. I'm so proud of the guide team. I'm so proud of what we created together. Our welcome home ceremony was really sweet with the families as well. And the guides and I even performed a rap that we had created while we were out there for the parents, which was just so fun, brought so much laughter and so much joy. And yeah, I'm just still, like I said, processing through all the things that came and am beyond grateful that this is the work that I get to do in the world and that I got to have a little window into these young women's hearts and minds and really make those deep connections with them. So feeling so filled up, feeling so good, feeling so juiced up for next year. I know we're going to have a couple more amazing trip offerings to bring forward next summer. So stay tuned for that. If you've been hearing about these trips and are like, oh my gosh, I need this for my kid, please do reach out. We can start getting them on wait lists and things like that because they will fill up for sure. I'm really excited for next year. And I'm also so excited to turn the page in this moment because the last, 4 months I've just been so deep in prep with getting all of the gear and the food and the logistics for the families and everything, and then actually executing and now cleaning up all the gear and putting things away, that I'm really excited to be turning the page and to refocus again on my coaching programs and my one-on-one work and my group work with the teens in the local community as well. So I love how there's these different seasons for different components of guided passages, and I'm excited to turn the page and reinvigorate some of our other offerings as well. So diving back into coaching programs and bringing in more teens for one-on-one coaching, which we now do have some more spots for. So if you've been interested in getting your teen connected for one-on-one coaching, please do reach out because I do have a few spots available that I'm going to start putting out. So you can always connect with me on Instagram at jasmine.guidedpassages, or you can find me on my website, which is guided-passages.com, to access any of the links and resources and also the contact information to get a hold of me. So anyway, with all of that said, I wanted to hop on today and just give a quick little pep talk, because I think sometimes we can, as parents, really just get into the slog of everyday parenting and start to feel the weight of the challenges that might be arising or problematic behaviors that we might be dealing with, or just so many different things that can weigh us down as we are parenting in the everyday world. And so wanted to give a little pep talk about how we actually have so much control on how we are viewing our everyday challenges or joys or just overall relationship with our young people. So that's what I want to share with you today. So what I was thinking about is that sometimes different things are going to arise, with our particular teenager, with their siblings, with the stage of life that they're in, whether they're about to head off to college, whether they're heading into high school, whether they're right in the middle of high school or even middle school, and whether they're dealing with friendship dynamics or they have that big, huge burst of hormones that are happening where they're stretching themselves and pushing boundaries and having big emotions coming up, or whatever the particular challenge or situation might be with your teen. Sometimes it can feel really big and it can feel overwhelming, and sometimes it can create stress and lots of different emotions for us. But the way that we are viewing those situations has an immediate and direct impact on how we are facing those moments and how we feel about those moments. I think so often we can take the actions of our kids personally. We can take a lot of offense to moodiness or attitude, or sometimes even quote unquote disrespect or pushback, and we make it mean something about ourselves. We make it mean something about our kid. We can often move into labeling our kid instead of labeling their behaviors, and it tends to lead to not so great places. When we are really focusing on the negatives, we're focusing on the problems, we see more of it. I've talked about that a lot on this podcast, but where our focus goes, energy flows. So if I'm focusing on problematic behaviors, if I'm focusing on what's not going right with my teen or what's not going right in our relationship, I start to see more of that. And I feed into it as well. And so just want to empower you again today that we have a choice in how we are thinking about the everyday moments with our young people. We have a choice in how we respond. We have a choice in how it impacts us. And all of that comes from the way we're thinking about it and the mindset we have around it. And so we can look at a challenging moment and we can make it mean my kid is a brat, my kid is rude, my kid is lazy, I don't want to be around my kid, I'm worried about my kid, I'm stressed about the things that they're facing, to creating instead a calm inner landscape for ourselves where we are separating our teenager from who we are. We're separating their experience into their own experience. We are not taking it on, and we are not letting it impact every single facet of our lives. So my teenager can come and be in a grumpy mood, and I can let them be in a grumpy mood without it making me be in a grumpy mood. I don't have to take that energy on. I can set a boundary. I can remind myself that this is something that they are going through. It's not actually something that I'm going through. And I can view things through a different lens and therefore maintain my own equilibrium, which is going to allow me to show up in a better way every single time. So I want to just really invite that. What is the way that I am thinking about my teenager right now? What is the way I'm thinking about their actions? What's the way I'm thinking about our relationship? What's the way I'm thinking about the challenges that they're facing? If I can keep myself grounded in those moments, if I can reframe the challenges that they're having and remind myself that these are opportunities that they are experiencing that are going to help them grow, and that I can be there as this steady force, as this backdrop of support when they need support, but I don't need to take on their challenges, then I can remain in a place of leadership, and I can also maintain my own energetic field. And I'm not going on the ride with them. I've talked about that before as far as jumping in the pool with our teenagers, where they're experiencing something really challenging. And instead of standing back and holding space, I jump right in with them, and I am now on the roller coaster with them. I'm feeling all of their emotions. I am overtaken by their stress and by their worry and all of those things, instead of sitting on the edge of the pool and saying, I've got you. I've got you. You're okay. We're going to get through this, right? This is a hard moment. And we all have hard moments in life, and that's part of it. But we can get through this because we can do hard things. Yeah, that's just kind of what I'm thinking about today. Just this little mini pep talk that you have got this, right? That you are doing an amazing job. It's not easy parenting young people. It's the hardest job on earth, in my opinion, being a parent in general, from the day they are born or even prior, when we're carrying them in our wombs as mothers, all the way through the length of their lives. It doesn't end when they're 18. They're always holding this spot in our hearts. And so it's a really big job. It's a really challenging job. It asks a lot of us. But I would invite you to give yourself some grace today. Give yourself some compassion. Give yourself a pat on the back. You're doing so good, right? They are where they're at today because of the love and support that you've given them. And so we just stay steady. We don't give up. We don't throw in the towel. We don't tell ourselves that they're a lost cause. We just stay steady. And I know there's so many different circumstances that are a lot more challenging than others. If our kids get involved with really risky behavior or have made some really bad choices that have impacted them potentially long term, it can be really challenging. It can also be really challenging to parent kids with special needs or different abilities. And so we are holding so much. And I just want to remind you that we are doing this because we wanted to do this. We chose this. Most of us did anyway. We chose to be parents. We wanted to be parents, and we're in it for the long haul. And so if we can adjust our mind frame, right? Get that long-term energy back in, right? Like, okay, I'm still here. It's harder than I thought. It's longer than I thought. It's asking more of me than I thought, but I can do it. I've been doing it. I am doing it. My kid is doing okay, right? And even if they're in a moment of challenge, I can have faith and trust that this is part of their story and that they're going to get through this, and that I'm going to still just be here holding that space for them. So notice the thoughts you're thinking. Don't let your thoughts just go down that spiral of negativity. Focus on what is going right as well. Notice the little sparks, the little moments that give you some hope, that make you feel good, that little hug that you got, that little laugh that you had in the kitchen. Grab hold of those things and keep looking for more evidence, more positivity, because we don't want to magnetize that negativity towards us. We don't want to have the lens that we are looking at our young people through be this lens of negativity, of label making, of looking at them as this label that we're creating for them versus the person that they are inside. Just remember that your kid is so good inside, and we just need to keep pulling that out of them and reminding them of all that beauty and all that goodness. And that's kind of what I'm always reminded of when I go out into the wilderness and sit in these council spaces with young people, is that they have so much depth and heart and beauty inside. And if we can just create the safe spaces for that to come out and to really highlight and point that out for them, they start to see that in themselves. And so we want to be really, really careful with how we are perceiving our kids. Are we perceiving them through a negative lens? Are we highlighting the things that they're doing wrong all the time? Are we nagging and berating and lecturing instead of holding space and validating and listening? So this is just a little regroup moment. If you have felt off track, if you have felt like things have been off kilter, let's just take our big deep breath in and out and shake it off. And let's do a little reset right now, right? My kid is beautiful. My kid is perfect. They may be experiencing challenges. They may be experiencing moments of growth and stretchiness and pushback and whatever it might be. Doesn't define them though. It's not who they are. It's just how they are behaving. And I'm in it for the long haul. I see my kids' beauty. I see how good they're doing. I see all the wonderful things that they have accomplished. Even if they're in a stuck moment, I want to keep pulling those things out and highlighting those things. And I would also just invite a moment of connection. Find some time to connect, whether that's sitting down and watching a movie together, or taking them out for a cup of coffee or an ice cream, or taking them to the mall, or whatever it is that they might want to do. Ask them about themselves. Ask them about their playlists. Ask them about their favorite place to eat. Ask them what friend they're really liking right now. Find out more about them. Enjoy their company. Laugh with them. Make food with them. Do something with them that's going to help rejuvenate that connection, because that's what it's all about. And it is going by so very, very fast. I've shared this a lot of times, but my oldest is heading off to college in a month, and I'm really feeling the weight of that myself. And so it does go by so fast. Even if in the moment it feels like it's taking forever, it's like a blink. When you look back on the whole length of it, it goes by so fast. And so we want to have these continual reframes and moments of resets where we can get our head back in the game, lock back in, right? Remember what's important. Remember how much we love them. Remember that we can do it. Remember that we're doing amazing. Giving ourselves grace, forgiving ourselves for any shortcomings that we all make, right? And getting back on the horse and enjoying this time of parenthood, because I promise you, this can be one of your best times of life, one of your best times of parenthood. We've made it through a lot of the slog of figuring it out when they were younger, right? And now we've learned a few things. And so now it's time to enjoy it. It's time to find those little moments that we can celebrate together and have fun together. So again, the pep talk today is to notice your thoughts, question them if they're not serving you, question them if they're not serving the relationship, question them if they're not serving your teenager or young adult. Let's do a reframe, a reset, start noticing the positive, start highlighting what's going right, and enjoying this time. I truly believe that when young people are really seen, heard, valued, validated, they can become the best versions of themselves. Sometimes they just need someone to notice. Sometimes they just need someone to ask. And so you can be that person for them. And if they need some additional support outside of the family, you know who to reach out to. I'm here and ready. And I would love to connect with your young person as well. So on that note, I hope you all have a beautiful rest of your day. It's so nice being here with you today, and I will talk to you next week. Bye, everyone.
Did you enjoy the show? If so, would you take 30 seconds to subscribe so you don't miss an episode? Leave a quick review so more parents can find these conversations, and maybe even share this episode to your stories. And if you want to connect, please send me a DM on Instagram. I'm at jasmine.guidedpassages, and that's Jasmine with a Y. Thanks so much for being here, and I'll talk to you next week.